Hi guys, I'm Lapis Rabbit and welcome to a new reaction of Warhammer 40k. Today I'm going to react to every single Warhammer 40k race explained. This video was made by OneMindSyndicate. I hope I said this name right. I will put the name here in the description, in the video too, so please go and watch it. For those who don't know, English is not my first language, so be patient with me. I'm learning, and I'm sorry if sometimes you're not going to understand what I say. I put some subtitles in the parts I think you're not going to understand, but if you still don't understand even other parts, you can tell me in the commentaries, okay? This video is not a substitute for the original video, so please go and watch the original video. No pauses, no comebacks, no discussions, and no asking things, because for those who don't know, I am new in this universe, and I ask a lot of questions. In fact, my videos is all just me asking questions. So yes, it's better tell this in the beginning so everyone knows. So yeah, I really hope everyone enjoy. I really hope you like it. Go to the original video, go to OneMindSyndicate channel, give him a like, subscribe to his channel, and yeah, thank you everyone. Hope you enjoy. Let's start it.
Warhammer 40,000 is a science fantasy universe established in the grimdark future of the 42nd millennium. It's not science fiction like Star Trek or Halo, and it's way more violent than Star Wars. There are 6 major races that are locked into a never-
Star Wars is violent? Yeah, I think so, yeah, about all the wars and the things, yeah. But not like a Warhammer, definitely.
Ending war taking place in our very own Milky Way galaxy. These races include the humans, which are organized under a dystopian society called the Imperium of Man. The Eldari, sometimes referred to as the Eldar, which are an elf-like alien species that once ruled the galaxy, but now have been reduced to a dying race.
I know nothing about it.
Orks, which are a savage and war-hungry.
I definitely know nothing about it. The Eldari, I know really little, just what I see by Bricky's videos. So I really hope he explain a little more about this faction in this video. And about the Orks, I don't know nothing about Orks. I play the Space Marines game, and I really don't know what happened there. Okay, let's continue.
Hungry alien species that only cares about conflict. The Necrons, which are an ancient, soulless robotic xenos that once ruled over the Milky Way galaxy 60 million years ago. The Tyranids, which are an animalistic, hive-mind-controlled superorganism that invaded the Milky Way galaxy.
I don't know nothing about the Tyranids. Tyranids? I said it right? Yeah, I need to learn a little more about them too. I mean, where they come from and all this stuff. Oh, I remember, I think Rick said they come from outside of the galaxy. They don't come from our galaxy, they come from, I don't know, someplace else. I don't know. Yeah, let's continue. Interesting.
Then there's the Tau Empire, which is a technologically inclined alien species that is the youngest of the major races in the galaxy. And finally, you have the Chaos Gods and their demons.
Yeah.
This is a faction of other dimensional entities that feed off the emotions of real space and wish only to break the veil between reality and their chaotic dimensional plane called the Imperial. Although these are the 6 major races in the 40k universe, they can be broken down even further into sub-factions.
For those who don't know, I already react to Brick of the how this universe become. What is this universe? I see this too because I pretty sure have a lot of things is being saying. I don't know if I said that right. In this one, it's not in the Bricks video. So yeah, I want to learn a little more. Even if I see something I already know, it's good to see some new things.
Factions, and on top of that, there are hundreds of other minor races that participate in countless battles across the stars. The 6 major races represent the playable factions on the tabletop, and today we'll be going over.
Oh, so so have other races in this universe. It's just not humans, Eldari, Orks, and Tyranids, and yeah, Taos. So have other races. How many races have? Even those races. Sorry, my English. You cannot play. I really like, and I really like to know more about the gods too. I I would try to find something about other gods, not just the Chaos gods, but I could not find a lot. So if someone can answer me, who are the other gods and the other races that exist out there, it would be nice in the commentaries. Okay, sorry. Let's continue.
Over each race's origin, followed by their individual factions, their appearance, and finally, why you want to play them on the tabletop. Let's begin with arguably the most popular race, the good old humans. Known as the Imperium of Man, humanity in 40k has the most playable factions and is the focal point of the narrative of the game. The origins of humanity is for the most part unknown. To the citizens of the Imperium, their existence isn't something that should be contemplated. They simply should see it as a blessing by their holy savior, the Emperor of mankind, that they are even alive. To the players and the few humans within the lore that have the power of knowledge, humanity was either created through the normal means of human evolution, or they were created by an ancient race known as the Old Ones.
Wait, the Old Ones create the humans? I mean, I know they create the Eldari and the Orks, but what was the previous before the war, the Orks? But they create the humans too? I didn't know this fact. I don't remember if I see this fact in the other videos.
Old Ones are a minor race in...
Sorry, I drinking water because my throat, I don't know if I said that right, it still hurt. I know. I still a little sick, sorry. Okay, let's continue.
40k that are going to come up a lot in this video because they account for the creation of the majority of the races in the galaxy. We have a detailed video explaining the origins, the history, and the whereabouts of the Old Ones.
Oh, I'm going to see this one. Oh, I'm going to see this one. I'm definitely going to see this video.
The end of this video,
because I know completely nothing. Just they are old and they create the Eldari and the Orks, and now the humans look like. But know nothing about the old ones. Oh, this is going to be good.
If you're interested in finding out more about the Old Ones, I suggest you check it out. I'll link it in the description below. I will. But for right now, I'm going to give you a brief explanation of who they were. They were basically the first intelligent species capable of colonizing the stars. What made them so special was that they were the first to utilize psychic powers. You can compare psychic powers to magic in a standard fantasy setting. These are otherworldly powers that allow the wielder to do some incredible things. What sets psychic powers apart from the rest of science fantasy is the origin of the etheric force. It's an alternative dimension called the Imperium. Using their psychic powers, the Old Ones were able to create a path from real space into the Imperium and then back out into real space, thus achieving faster than light travel. And
wait, the Old Ones are not getting effect to the warp energy? Because if I remember right, the problem in Psychis is because these powers come from the warp, and this can corrupt. So they don't get corrupt by this, the Old Ones. I mean, the Eldaris, I know they cannot. I remember I see this in previous videos. I don't know. But the Old Ones are like that too?
Colonizing the galaxy. They created an almost utopian society, and for reasons we're going to talk about later, the Old Ones eventually took it upon themselves to genetically engineer psychically powerful races all throughout the Milky Way galaxy. The common belief is that humanity is one of these races that they created. During the Neolithic era, in the early stages of humanity's existence, when they were still a very primitive people, a group of psychically powerful shamans began to fear for their lives as they felt the source of their power, the Imperium, changing into a chaotic place full.
But wait. I understand in previous videos, Psychos appear after when they start to colonize the galaxy. They start to have colonies, and then Psychos start to appear. Starts to burn. I don't know if I don't say that right, but they appear. But this is before shamans, or before. So since into the past, I already have Psychos in Earth. I probably understand this very wrong. Sorry, guys. Okay. Continue. And I will ask a lot of questions, so yeah, sorry.
Full of demons that wanted to consume their souls. Scared that they wouldn't be able to reincarnate, and thus no one would be left to guide humanity, the shamans decided to pool their collective psychic energies by reincarnating as a single soul in a single human body to create an individual called the New Man. 1,000 shamans sacrificed themselves to create the Emperor of Mankind.
Wait, what? I definitely never heard about that. And if it was in the previous videos, I don't remember at all. What? So, how did that happen? I think no one knows, right? Like everything about the Emperor is a little mystery. No one really know how that happened. But okay, let's continue. Sorry to pass too much.
Perpetual Psyker is the leader of humanity and the individual that sits on the golden throne. The Emperor quietly guided humanity from their prehistoric beginnings until they were able to colonize the stars. They were able to form an interstellar confederation and establish a basic level of control over the majority of space around their homeworld, Terra. But eventually, due to a cybernetic revolt by the Men of Iron, the rise of untamed Psykers, and the birth of the Chaos God Slanesh.
Wait. Let me come back. I need to. Okay.
Humanity
Here.
And the individual that sits on the golden throne. The Emperor quietly guided humanity from their prehistoric beginnings until they were able to colonize the stars.
So it was. So it was here even before the colonizing. It was helping humanity. Okay.
They were able to form an interstellar confederation and establish a basic level of control over the majority of space around their homeworld. Terra. But eventually, due to a cybernetic revolt by the Men of Iron, the rise of untamed Psykers.
Untamed Psykers? What is supposed to mean? I don't get it. Okay. What? Yeah, I don't get it. What is supposed to mean? Sorry. Okay.
And the birth of the Chaos God Slanesh. All topics.
Yeah, this I remember.
Have extensive videos on.
Oh, and I definitely will react to them. Dark Evil technology. Yes. The Iron. The Man of Iron. This too is definitely something I'm really interested to watch. Wow. Okay. I have more videos to watch. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's continue.
On our channel, so check them out. We'll talk a little bit about them as we go along the history of all the other races, but just understand that those are really major events in human history, and there are videos that already exist on the channel, so check those out.
Age of Strife. Oh, this is the time we wanna everything get chaotic. All the planets don't have contact to each other, and this is like a Mad Max time, right? I remember someone saying that before. It's like a Mad Max, and all the planets become chaotic. Is this what it is about? Also, I definitely going to see this video too. Wow. Oh, this video is incredible. This channel is incredible. Okay.
At the end of this video. But anyways, because of all these things, the Human Interstellar Confederation basically fragmented. This era in human history was known as the Age of Strife, and it was terrible
yeah.
for humanity. It lasted quite some time, until finally the Emperor decided to launch the Great Crusade and unify the ancient scattered remains of humanity into a great empire known as the Imperium of Man. Now that we have a quick origin story of humanity, we can take a closer look at each individual faction within the Imperium of Man.
Okay.
The most popular faction is of course the Space Marines. These are the superhuman warriors of humanity that the Emperor used to conquer the galaxy during the Great Crusade. They are genetically enhanced warriors, they are physically stronger, far more resilient, and mentally superior to most normal human beings. In the presence of a Space Marine, also referred to as an Astartes, most people feel a combination of awe and fear. They are basically demigods or angels of the God Emperor made flesh. The reason you would want to play a Space Marine army is because they are the most versatile on the tabletop, and since they're the most popular faction, they constantly get new.
Yeah, I remember someone tell me they don't feel cold, that they are very more fast, more strong, they don't get poison. I remember someone tell me this in the commentaries. Wow, they are really powerful. They don't age like normal humans. Yeah, man, they are powerful. They are
rules.
That is why, because a lot of people want to play them than the other classes. Not classes. The other races.
And models. And then we have the standard military faction of humanity, the Astra Militarum, also known as the Imperial Guard.
The normal soldiers.
The standard soldiers of the Imperium. They resemble you and me if we were thrown in the 42nd millennium and were given a lasgun. And just like you and me, the average Imperial Guardsman is just cannon fodder for the enemy. They're pretty weak. The reason you want to play the Astra Militarum is because they're the type of faction that favors heavy vehicles like tanks, and also massive amounts of infantry.
Well, he explained to... Wow. OneMindSyndicate, your video is incredible. You try to explain to why this faction in the tabletop riders. Okay, wow, that is incredible. I think you said your name right. OneMindSyndicate, right? Wow, yeah. Oh, so you explain. Okay. So that is why they have the most heavily armored. No armored. They have vehicles. Yeah, vehicles.
Infantry. Their lore, rules, and models are also updated more frequently because they're humans, and after all, humanity is the main narrative focus of the game.
I mean, the technology is not the best, but for how long Mr. Militaro, I don't know if I said that right, they live for how much? For how long? I don't think they live for long, but how is the average? I don't know if I said that right. Sorry by my English. The average age of they live just to, I don't know. Sorry, if someone can tell me in the commentaries, that'd be really nice.
Next, you have the Adeptus Mechanicus, also known as the
AdMech.
The Adeptus Mechanicus was the human empire that ruled over the planet of Mars, but when the Emperor of Mankind unified humanity, he basically forced and threatened the Adeptus Mechanicus to become part of the Imperium of Man and supply the Great Crusade with technology. The Emperor of Mankind unified humanity. He basically forced and threatened the Adeptus Mechanicus to become part of the Imperium of Man and supply the Great Crusade with technology in exchange for a small bit of autonomy. They used this.
Also, so it's always a Pacific type of agreement between the Emperor and the Adeptus Mechanicus. So he threats. I don't know if I said that right. If I don't say that right, I will go put subtitle here. He threats them. So, you can have you're going to work for me, you're going to obey me, and you're going to have a little autonomy. I don't know. I really want to know a little more about this because it was in war against the Adeptus Mechanicus, and then he forced them to the agreement, Okay. Yeah, how that happened? Or just appearing? Oh, okay. we got to obey you. I don't know. Yeah.
Is freedom to
Okay.
worship technology to the point where they believe each machine has a soul. They call it the machine spirit, and the emperor is the conduit
Machine
to the machine
spirit.
god called the Omnissiah.
Mhm.
This religious doctrine is known as the cult mechanicus, and it has shaped the faction to the point where most of its members are more machine than man. You would want to play these guys if you like the steampunk aesthetic, if you like a shooty army, or if you enjoy the concept of zealot androids.
You see, he even explained why you should play this faction if it's your type. Wow, this video is really good. Sorry, wait. Oh no, sorry. Wow, OneMindSyndicate, your video is incredible. Thank you for allowing me to react to that.
The Adeptus Mechanicus
Thank you for suggesting this video to me.
further broken down into two factions, the Collegia Titanica, or the Titans, and the Imperial Knights. Both of these divisions answer to the Adeptus Mechanicus and worship
These Imperial Knights, how they work? I know they are big, but how they work? Have a lot of people inside of this? Because I know they are not AI, right? Because the AI is forbidden, but how this work? They have a lot of people inside them. They have a pilot or two pilots, a couple of pilots. I don't know. A group of pilots. Sorry, a group of pilots.
worship the machines. They're
We have a cockpit right here, or something like that. Cockpit? That is right. I think that is right. I don't know. Yeah.
part of the machine cult. The two factions are made up of hundreds of giant robot walkers that take on a humanoid form. Many of these designs are as ancient as the old human interstellar confederation, so they predate the Imperium of Man. They were predominantly created to help defend the colonies of humanity when they first ventured out into the galaxy. You would want to play this faction if you like the concept of elite robot walkers. You can buy 2 or 3 Imperial Knights in your army.
This is a model. For a moment, I think this was a art concept, but no, this is a model. Wow, look at the details of this. Wow, look at the details. This is really incredible.
Army is set to go for the tabletop. The Titans, however, are a rarity in most games. Unless you're playing a large-scale game with a lot of points, you don't really see Titans. Next, you have the faction known as the Sisters of Battle, or the Adeptus Sororitas, or Sororitas. These are the elite warriors of the imperial religion known as the Imperial Cult. The cult was formed after the Emperor was entombed into the Golden Throne. We're going to get into why he is on the Golden Throne a little bit later. Just understand that for a period of time, up until now, the Imperium of Man was left without the Emperor's immediate guidance, and
I mean, I don't really know, because the Emperor was really powerful, cannot regenerate himself. So I don't know what happened, what make him be in the Golden Throne. Yeah, so maybe you're gonna be a little knowledgeable. I don't know if I said that right. Sorry.
So humanity began to worship the Emperor as a deity. Although the Emperor always preached against this because he knew that worship or faith of any kind was actually feeding the Immaterium, but eventually the teachings of his godliness became an enforced belief in the Imperium of Man, and then the powers of the church and the administrative side that he established came together under one man, Goj Van Dyer.
Wait. A little back, sorry. I will come back a lot of times.
Although the Emperor always preached against this because he knew that worship or faith of any kind was actually feeding the Immaterium.
Also, faith or any... Okay. But is one god specific? No, I think many of the gods. But doesn't matter if you not prefer a specific chaos god. If you just start to pray, just start to have a religious, I don't know, things you do, you just start to feed the material, the work.
But eventually, the teachings of his godliness became an enforced belief in the Imperium of Man, and then the powers of the church and the administrative side that he established came together under one man, Goj Vandire. Vandire was basically a corrupt individual.
I remember this imagine the Brick's video, but they don't talk a lot about this guy. So yeah.
The Imperium and formed the organization that would become the Sisters of Battle. After the leader of the Sisters of Battle, Alicia Dominica, directly spoke to the Emperor and learned of Vandire's corruption, she killed the heretical usurper, and with the help of a man named Sebastian Thor, the Imperium of Man was reorganized into what it is today. The Sisters.
Oh, so he created the Sisters of Battle, and the own creation killed him. He learned nothing into the Empress.
Sisters of Battle became the defenders of the Imperial Church, now called the Ecclesiarchy. They are clad in power armor and wield the same devastating weaponry as a Space Marine. For all intent and purposes, the Sisters of Battle are basically female Space Marines. You want to play the Adeptus Sororitas if you prefer a military force with a religious theme, and obviously they're all women. Their model line is fairly new, and if you're the type of person that favors...
Yeah, but they are powerful like the Space Marine. They have the same abilities. Even I say even the tabletop. The tabletop, yeah. They have the same abilities or the same level of abilities of Space Marine. I mean, the damage they do is the same. It's kind of the same. I don't know.
Infantry,
you need to stop and say I don't know.
Infantry as opposed to heavy tanks and weak mobs of men, then the Sisters of Battle are definitely for you. The last human faction we're going to talk about as opposed to the type of person that favors infantry, specifically elite infantry, as opposed to heavy tanks and weak mobs of men, then the Sisters of Battle are definitely for you. The last human faction we're going to talk about is the Adeptus Custodes, and like all other human factions, their origin is tied to the Emperor. They were created to serve and defend the Emperor of Mankind during the Great Crusade. They stood with him when he walked amongst man, and now that he's on the Golden Throne, the Adeptus Custodes still protect him and the Imperial.
Oh, so they were created before the Emperor got the Golden Throne, so they're already there. They are like the Emperor's... Imperial Guard? Something like that. Okay.
Imperial Palace. They are stronger and more decorated than most Space Marines, but share a similar origin. They are genetically enhanced, but carry the gene seed of the Emperor, unlike Space Marines that carry the gene seed of the Primarchs. Each is a bastion in their own right, a sentinel of unmatched capability, and possesses a singular purpose, to counter any possible threat.
There's too much gold in this.
Alien or demon against the Emperor of Mankind. The reason you would want to play this faction is if you want to play something that's stronger than a Space Marine, but obviously it's going to be more elite. So you're going to have less models on the tabletop than...
So, okay. So have a specific number you can use of that. The tabletop, they are more powerful, but you need this. You have a specific number. Okay. Oh, I really like this video because I learned a little more about the tabletop than because I need to be sincere. I don't know anything.
In a regular Space Marine army, and you're going to be limited by a smaller option of actual models. There are dozens of other human factions in the lore of Warhammer 40k, but either they don't have any representation in the tabletop, like the Imperial Navy and the Navigators, or they have too few models and the rules aren't really there to support a full army.
I really want to know more about these other factions inside of the humans too. They are not in the tabletop. They're not very famous because they really look like... You see what I say? This universe is so vast. It has so much things. This is incredible. The things who think about this, and the writers who write the story about these factions, if these little factions are not in the tabletop, you cannot play, you don't have a lot of models. Wow, this is incredible. I mean, that is what I think. Sorry if I speak too low or too loud, sorry. because my throat's okay.
I recommend that you familiarize yourself with a core army and then move on to these specialist armies, such as the Inquisition and the Militarum Tempestus. Now we can finally move on to the non-human factions of Warhammer 40k. Let's start with the Necrons.
Okay.
60 million years ago, when the Old Ones were the dominant race in the galaxy, there was a second, less powerful race that made their first steps into the stars. They were known as the Necron tier. These were the predecessors to the Necron race. They were much shorter-lived and lacked psychic powers like the Old Ones. In an attempt to unify their people and gain the secrets of immortality that the Old Ones possessed, the Necron tier decided to wage war against the Old Ones in a conflict known as the War in Heaven. Tiered people much shorter-lived and lacked psychic powers like the Old Ones. In an attempt to unify their people and gain the secrets of immortality that the Old
So they are psychers? The Necron tiers, right? Necron tiers. Before they become the Necrons. The Necron tiers, they are all psychers like the Old Ones.
Old Ones possessed, the Necron tier decided to wage war against the Old Ones in a conflict known as the War in Heaven. This was the first major galactic war in the Milky Way galaxy. It's very complex, and we have a standalone video that goes in depth as to actually what happened in the War in Heaven. I suggest you check it out if you're interested.
I will check it out. Thank you for suggesting. Okay, I'm not going to react all the videos of the OneMindSyndicate, not just your channel. I would really like to see more of your videos.
At the end of this video, but a quick synopsis is that towards the middle of the War in Heaven, the Necron tier knew that they were going to be defeated by the Old Ones, so they turned to the godlike galactic parasites known as the Catan to help them defeat their rivals. The Catan did help the Necron tier. They turned them into the robotic Necron race. They consumed their souls and gave them necrodermis body, thus giving them immortality and the powers to wage war against the Old Ones, but unfortunately, this basically enslaved the entire race. By the time the leader of the Necron, the Silent King, and the rest of the Necron lords realized what had happened, they decided to turn against their Catan masters. They betrayed them, and
this is something I think I asked just in the commentaries, I don't remember, but the Catans, I don't know if I said that right, they enslaved the Necron tiers. They turned into Necrons. Yeah, I think that's right. And I remember someone said in the commentaries, the king and the nobles, they have son of their mind, but the normal people, they turn in completely robots, just to obey. So how did this I don't know, how they take control of themselves again, or how the king take control of his army, if he have some I don't know, programmation. If the army was programmed to serve the Catans, how the king of the Necrons, he overdo this. I don't know if you understand what I say. I'm really sorry. Okay, let's continue. Okay, but yeah, that's really interesting to understand a little more about this, because I have a lot of things I think is really important and I'm missing. Okay.
Broke them into Catan shards, and those Catan shards were
I remember that
throughout the galaxy. Once they were free from slavery, the Necrons continued their attack on the Old Ones, who at this point had to genetically engineer psychically powerful warrior races to fight the Necrons, who didn't possess any psychic powers. Unfortunately, all of these warrior races started to feed into the Imperium and cause parasites known as enslavers to invade real space. The Old Ones had no option but to escape the Milky Way galaxy because of the enslaver plague. They left their warrior races behind, and the Necrons...
Wait. Let me come back. So I have other races here. I don't know if my microphone was on. No, I realized my microphone was off. But I have these other races here. And because all the...
to fight the Necrons, who didn't possess any psychic powers. Unfortunately, all of these warrior races started to feed into the Imperium and cause parasites known as enslavers to invade real space.
Also, okay.
The old
Like
ones
a plague.
had no option but to escape the Milky Way galaxy. Because of the enslaver plague, they left their warrior races behind, and the Necrons were left to basically conquer the galaxy.
Wait a minute. They left the Milky Way. They left our galaxy. So they're not dead. Because many times I see in videos, they are completely gone. So it's not gone. They just left. Because, I think this was another thing I was thinking. Because they are very powerful. Don't survive any one of them. No one of them survive. But now, in this video, you see why I need to see more videos about this. About the beginning of this universe. Because more I see, more little parts I miss, I start to get it a little more. So they left, if I understand that right. That makes sense because they are very powerful, so they don't kill everyone. They can kill every one of them, right? Must be survive some group. The Necrons, I mean, they don't kill every one of the old ones. They must survive some groups here and there. Also, they left because what was the name again?
Option but to invade the Imperium and cause parasites known as enslavers.
The slavers. So they run because they're slavers. What? Okay.
To invade real space. The old one.
I really like this video. Thank you. Wow. This is just incredible.
No option but to escape the Milky Way galaxy. Because of the enslaver plague, they left their warrior races behind, and the Necrons were left to basically conquer the galaxy because the enslavers didn't really do anything to the Necrons. Now, the Necrons decided to take a different route.
Because they are robots.
Of continuing to fight the warrior races.
Wait, this is enslavers. They attack just the psyche because this. And because the Necrons, they are robots, because they don't get affected by them. Is this what it's supposed to mean?
They decided to enter a deep sleep. Because they were immortal, they knew that they can just go into their tomb worlds and wait out the enslaver plague. The enslavers would kill out the warrior races.
So this what happened? Because in previous videos, I understand they are scared about the Orks and the Eldar, because the Orks and the Eldar are really powerful now, and because they got the tomb worlds and they get to the sleep. But no, it's because the plague. Okay, if I understand this right, please put in the commentaries if I get wrong, okay?
And then the enslavers, not having anything to consume anymore, would just leave or die out from real space. And then the Necrons will rise up and they would take control of the galaxy as they wanted. Then the Necrons wouldn't consume anymore, would just the warrior tomb worlds and wait out the enslaver plague. The enslavers would kill out the warrior races, and then the enslavers, not having anything to consume anymore, would just leave or die out from real space.
So that was the plan of the Necrons. They're going to wait. You know what? We are immortal. We're going to wait until everyone die. The warriors, the Orks, the Eldar, and the plague, the slavers. I think that's the right. I think if I remember the name right. And then I come back and control everything.
The Necrons will rise up and they would take control of the galaxy as they wanted to. Fast forward to the 42nd millennium, and the
Okay.
Necrons are now awakening from their deep sleep. They're realizing that the old warrior races are still around, and the galaxy is just completely different than what it used
What happened to this plague? So, what happened to them? I don't know if they're going to explain that in this video, but what happened to them? The Orks and the Eldar, they kill them? They banish them to the warp back? Okay. Because definitely the plan don't work out, right? And I don't remember see anyone talk about this plague before, so I think it's not anymore in the space, in the galaxy. So what happened to him?
to be, and they are waging war to reorganize.
I'm really sorry if you can understand me. I'm really sorry. Okay. I will try to be more speak more slow and try to be more understandable.
Organize themselves and conquer the galaxy once more. To the Necrons, all other races are just annoying children that need to get off their property or get disintegrated by their weaponry. Necrons can be divided into sub-factions called dynasties. Each dynasty comes with its own unique rules, usually led by a Necron lord, and it specializes in some type of way. Aesthetically, they are a cross between ancient Egypt and robots. They are unique because their technology is so advanced that it seems like it's magic, but it's grounded in science. They can basically...
Yeah, it's not like a psychic thing, it's more like a technology thing, but so advanced it look like magic. Oh, okay. I can see that. After all, they are old. They are very old. They are the second world race, maybe the third, because I have the... Oh my god, I forgot the name. I had the old ones, the Catans and the Necrons. So they are the three old ones, old species. So yeah, that makes sense. The technology they're so advanced.
Bend the rules of physics or just outright break them. You would want to play this faction if you like the concept of a highly advanced alien civilization with the weapons to back up its arrogance, and also just the aesthetic of an ancient Egyptian robotic sci-fi theme. Next, we move on to the Eldari, or the Eldar. The Eldar's origin is tied to the war in heaven. They were one, if not the most successful and well-made warrior race that the Old Ones created. They had direct communication with their creators, and evidence of this is found in the Eldar mythology, as each god and their stories are actually allegories to the war in heaven and the Old Ones. The Eldari's control of
But this... Sorry. But that means this god really they don't exist. It's just the how I say allegory of this
creators, and evidence of this is found in the
Wait,
Eldar
let me see it again.
as each god and their stories are actually allegories to the war in heaven and the Old Ones.
Yeah. So the gods of the Eldari, they don't exist in reality. They just allegories for the old ones and the ancient heroes from the battle in heaven. I think that is right. Sorry if sorry, I'm really bad to remember names of things. I need to rewatch a couple times so I can remember names. Okay, sorry. okay. Let's continue.
The Eldari's control of psychic powers rivaled that of their creators, and the Eldar were taught how to utilize and then improve the paths through the Imperium, calling them the Web Way. Using all of these gifts, they fought valiantly in the war in heaven until their creators left the galaxy and their enemies, the Necrons, went into hibernation. Alone and under attack by the enslavers, the courageous Eldar race prevailed and eventually were able to outlive the enslaver plague. It is not clear if they did this through conflict with the warp parasite or if they just hid in the webway. Either way, after the enslavers were gone, the Eldar civilization flourished. They were
okay. So I'm not clear, but okay, I listened to the Eldar, but what happened to the Orks? I think I go to when they start to speak about the Orks, you're going to explain that. But how the Orks survive that the plague, because they can go to the webway, but Orcs do that.
Waged war with other warrior races and always maintained a watchful eye for the Necrons' return, but the Eldari were successful enough to take control of the galaxy. At their peak, the Eldari had everything they could ever want.
Wait, let me come back.
Maintained, Eldar civilization flourished.
So
They
wait,
waged war with other warrior races and always maintained a watchful eye for the Necron's return. But the Eldari were successful enough to take control of the galaxy. At their peak, the Eldari had everything they could ever want. They had long outgrown the need for physical labor or manual agriculture. Society provided all that was required without any individual effort. Unfortunately, this utopia caused the Eldar to seek extreme desires in order to satisfy their highly psychic minds. The majority of the society plunged into hedonism, and pleasure cults became the social norm. Fueled by murder,
yeah, I remember
and
that
drugs,
in the break.
the violent and unbridled hedonism echoed in the Imperium, as the emotions of this incredibly powerful Eldar race coalesced into an entity of pure pleasure. In a catastrophic etheric explosion, the Eldar race inadvertently created the chaos god Slaanesh. Slaanesh consumed the souls of the majority of the Eldar race and tore a hole between the boundaries of the Immaterium and reality, centered at the heart of the Eldar Empire. This would become known as the Eye of Terror. The psychic backlash of the birth of Slaanesh left the Eldar race in ruin. Homeless and scattered, the Eldar tried their best to cling on to what remained of their once great empire. Now that we have a brief history of the Eldar, we can talk about their three major factions. The first is the Craftworld Eldar. These Eldar...
I remember the sort of the Eldar is incredible. I remember seeing it in Breaking, but I know I say, oh, the story is incredible, but because Warhammer universe is incredible, okay? I don't know nothing about it. Now I know, but more I know about it, more I see how incredible this universe is, okay? Wow.
survived the birth.
And I remember about the story of the creation of Slaanesh about Bricky. A lot of people started to explain it in the commentaries too, and I'm really glad of this. Thank you for everyone.
Slaanesh, because they were never part of the hedonistic culture at the core of their empire. They belonged to a commercial trading sect that looked down upon the debauchery at the heart of their society, and instead traveled the stars in massive planetoid-sized spacecraft called craft worlds. These were self-contained starfaring communities housing hundreds of
Wait.
society, and instead traveled the stars in massive planetoid-sized spacecraft.
Planetoid size. Wow. Okay. How they create that? They have some robots or machine they create that for them?
Called craft worlds.
I think because they don't have no necessity to work and all those other things, right? They all are given to them. If I understand right, okay, maybe I don't, I understand that really wrong, or have more in that than I don't know.
These were self-contained starfaring communities housing hundreds of Eldar families. Right before the fall, many Craftworld communities were called upon by the Eldar Seers to attempt to save as many Eldar families as they could who weren't corrupted by the cult of pleasure. With psychic foresight of their empire's impending doom, the Eldar Seers and the Craftworlds managed to save some of the Eldar culture by loading it onto these massive ships before the Great Fall. Currently, these Craftworld Eldar are what remains of the same portion of the ancient Eldar Empire. They wage war not only to survive, but because they have pride for their ancient culture. In appearance, the
Wait. Why they wage war?
By loading it onto these massive ships before the Great Fall. Currently, these Craftworld Eldar are what remains of the same portion of the ancient Eldar Empire. They wage war not only to survive, but because they have pride for their ancient culture. In appearance, the Craftworld are very elf.
Wait, why does... Because they want to maintain the culture? That was supposed to mean? I didn't get this part. I don't understand this part. Okay.
And tend to be slim and tall. There are actually an unknown number of Craftworlds in existence. However, the major Craftworlds have their own combat specialties, and it's represented in the Codex. People who would want to play Eldar need to be prepared for a very Tolkien sci-fi aesthetic, and also those people that want to explore the psychic elements on the tabletop. The second Eldar faction is known as the Drukhari, or the Dark Eldar. These are the Eldar that participated in the hedonistic debauchery that caused the downfall of their empire, but then...
so they wasn't the debauchery, because I understand they are in the crafty world already. They are aware. they already, I don't know, sorry if I said it wrong, already are in the oh my god, I forgot the name. To the webway, yeah, webway, inside the webway, so they survive. That's what I understand. But they are there in the planet, and they do the all the pleasures things. And then when they saw everything going to happen, they get into the webway and they create the city.
Refuse to give up that.
Wait, let me come back. Maybe explain this, and I didn't get it.
The second Eldar faction is known as the Drukhari, or the Dark Eldar. These are the Eldar that participated in the hedonistic debauchery that caused the downfall of their empire, but then refused to give up that lifestyle and just kept going. After the empire collapsed, the few surviving pleasure cults that miraculously avoided Slaanesh gathered together in this massive webway port, just like their ancestors hid from the enslavers.
So they are part of the cult of pleasure that exists on the Eldari planets. Oh, that explains a lot. I mean, kind of a lot. I don't know if everyone was part of the culture. But yeah, okay.
Back in ancient times, safely inside the webway, the Dark Eldar slowly built up a massive city known as Kamara. Unable to use their psychic powers because then they would alert Slaanesh and Slaanesh would consume their souls, they had to resort to feeding off the pain and misery of others. In appearance, the Dark Eldar are corrupted elf-like aliens.
So they cannot use at all psychic powers? The Dark Eldar, they cannot use at all psychic powers. They have the capacity, but they cannot use it anymore. That is what I understand.
They desire only to torture and torment for all of eternity. You would want to play this race if you're a little sick in the head, or if you like the
a little sick in the head. Just I remember seeing a little about this Dark Eldari, and then remember a lot about I don't know if someone of you know a little about Vampire the Masquerade, but you remember a lot about the Tsimids. I don't know if I said the name right. Tsimids. Yeah, they have a little something of the clan.
Pirate and elf theme. They're also very mobile. The army has some of the fastest vehicles. And then there's the third major Eldar faction known as the Harlequins. The Harlequins were the devout worshippers of the Eldar deity called Segra, the laughing god. He was part of the Eldar mythology, and my theory is that he is the psychic representation of one of the old ones of ancient.
So this is what I wanted to understand, because they have these other gods, and what exactly is this other god? Because beside the chaos gods, a lot of people don't talk a lot about the other god, the Eldar gods, the Orc gods, Orks gods, if they have one, I don't know, but they don't talk a lot about them. So maybe is one theory of the OneMindSyndicate. This is just a manifestation of the psyche of one of the old ones. If I understand that right. It's just a theory. I understand this is just a theory, but it's a very interesting theory. Okay.
Theory is that he is the psychic representation of one of the old ones of ancient times. The Harlequins basically travel around the stars, I
really like to understand the theories of the community hive about a lot of things, because yeah, it's really interesting. I don't know. I don't need just know the lore itself. Yeah, exactly. I wanna know a lot of your theories too about some things. I really like to know that.
Reminding their Eldar brethren, both Dark Eldar and Craftworld Eldar, of their ancient tales of their people. At their core is the belief that Sagraw will somehow help defeat Slaanesh and save the Eldar people. They resemble bardic elves or circus performers. This faction would be really fun to play if you like fast-moving infantry, but to be honest, I've never met a Harlequin player. I've never even met somebody that's purchased Harlequins. Maybe it's just because that's in our play group, but it's just a faction that doesn't get that much love from the actual players. And then...
But wait.
I've never even met somebody that's purchased Harlequins. Maybe it's just because that's in our play group, but it's just a faction that doesn't get that much love from the actual...
But they are good in the tabletop. They are tanking. They are fast. What is the role in the tabletop? That's the thing I want to ask. Maybe because they are not very popular because they not very good at the tabletop. I don't know. I did.
Players. And then we get into the minor factions of the Eldar. There are 2 playable factions and then 1 that isn't in the codex. The first playable faction is the Inari, which are the worshippers of the recently created god of death Ennead.
Wow. Sorry about that. I need to take a little more water. Okay. Let's go back. Going back. Okay.
There are 2 playable factions and then 1 that isn't in the codex. The first playable faction is the Inari, which are the worshippers of the recently created god of death Ennead. But because
recently created, so they start to believe in this god.
The lore and model line is so new, this is usually a mercenary force for one of the major Eldar factions.
It's a new faction, so? Okay.
You also have the Eldar Corsairs, which are an offshoot of the craft world. Think of them as renegade craft world Eldar who became pirates but are too scared to take it up the butt like the Dark Eldar, so they just become pirates.
Sorry. My throat hurt.
And then
Maybe I come back.
Eldar factions. You also have the Eldar Corsairs, which are an offshoot of the craft world. Think of them as renegade craft world Eldar who became pirates but are too scared to take it up the butt.
Oh, so it's a pirate. They have a pirate class? No, not class. I forgot the name. Group. Okay, well let's take group. So they have a pirate group in the Eldars. Ah, that's cool. That's cool. Why they use the crafting word to do that, or they have a little ship so they can do that kind of thing?
Like the Dark Eldar, so they just become pirates. And then there's the minor faction that doesn't have a rule set. It's worth mentioning though because they're kind of cool. They're known as the Exodites. They ride dragons. Well, they ride dinosaurs that they call dragons.
Okay.
And they're pretty cool. We have a stand.
Wow. Yeah. Wait, let me come back to... Look at this. So they're not playable in the stand, right? It's a shame. Yeah, I really love dinosaurs when I was a kid. I really read a lot of books of dinosaurs. Oh, wow! So for me, this is incredible. Okay.
Because they're kind of cool. They're known as the Exodites. They ride
Exodites.
dragons.
Okay.
Well, they ride dinosaurs that they call dragons.
I think I need to start to write this name down because I don't go to remember in the future. If I go to remember if I start to rewatch these videos, but I need to. Maybe I need to read these names down so I can remember them later.
And they're pretty cool. We have a standalone video for each one of these armies, so check it out at the end of the video if you want.
I will check. Thank you. OneMindSyndicate, thank you.
Want to. Now let's move on to my favorite Xeno race in all of 40k, the Orks. The origins of the Orks date back to the War in Heaven. Originally called the Krork by the Old Ones, they were another warrior race that was created to combat the Necrons. Unlike the Eldar, that probably survived the Enslaver plague by hiding, the Orks definitely survived through brutal conflict. This alien race was genetically engineered to be a savage-killing machine. The species is part fungus, part animal, and only thinks about one thing.
Wait, they are what?
Through brutal conflict. This alien race was genetically engineered to be a savage-killing machine. The species is part fungus, part...
Part fungus? What? I didn't know about that. If I see this in the previous videos, I didn't remember. I remember they have a different name before they become more. They are a different species before they become orcs. But that's the only thing I know. I don't know. Wow, okay.
Animal and only thinks about one thing, fighting and winning. That's two things. Damn. When you think of a creature created for the sole purpose of being a warrior race, the Orks fit the bill perfectly. They go from spore to full-grown murderer in just a couple of days. They don't have to be taught how to fight either, because they instinctively do it.
Oh, okay. So they not teaching themselves. They are already understand. Yeah, they are brutals, right? They just match things, so they have a heavily fight. Is no skill training.
Even major concepts of war, such as engineering, medicine, space travel, it's all biologically built into their genetics.
Really? Wow. Okay, that part is interesting. Oh, they have doctors in the race. I just think they just are brutals and all that stuff. They just go and kill things. They have doctors and engineers
because they instinctively do it. Even major concepts of war, such as engineering, medicine, space travel, it's all biologically built into their genetics.
Yeah. Okay.
By the Old Ones. They don't have to learn it from anyone. They're extremely durable. Many Orks can go hours without a head and then still get it stitched back together by one of their medics.
Wait. Whoa. Like what?
Their genetics by the Old Ones. They don't have to learn it from anyone. They're extremely durable. Many Orks can go hours without a head and then...
What? Excuse me. What? Maybe I don't understand that right. Maybe you're so bad I understand that wrong. But what? Wait, no. I will go back again.
Learn it from anyone. They're extremely durable. Many Orks can go hours without a head and then...
Hours without a head. Maybe my English is so bad I understand this in the wrong way, because if that is exactly what I understand now. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay, they are dangerous. Okay.
Still get it stitched back together by one of their medics. Their instinct tells them how to organize themselves. In their mind, they always follow the orders of the biggest and toughest orc. When a huge gathering of these Xenos get together, they produce...
What is those things? I remember fight these things in Space Marine. I play a Space Marine in my channel. I don't know if everyone watching, but I play Space Marines in my channel, and I have these things. What is this? What are these creatures? Probably you're going to explain to me in this video. I really hope you explain to me in this video, because what is these things? These not baby orcs, right? They have babies. Oh, they are fungus, right? How they work, I don't know. Oh, wait, sorry.
Some type of collective psychic wave called Wa energy that allows them to become even deadlier. Think of them as like swarms of low...
Wait, let me go back.
In their mind, they always follow the orders of the biggest and toughest orc. When a huge gathering of these Xenos get together, they produce some type of collective psychic wave called Wa energy that allows them to become even deadlier. Think of them as like swarms of locusts. The orcs represent the strongest of the orcoid species, but there are also squigs, grots, and gretchen. They assist the orcs during battle, and they're just there so that the orcs can kick around. They follow similar biological.
Wait.
Think of them as like swarms of locusts. The orcs represent the strongest of the orcoid species, but there are also squigs, grots, and gretchen. They assist the orcs during battle, and they're
Squeaks what?
swarms of locusts. The orcs represent the strongest
I will come back every time I don't understand something, so I'm really sorry about that, okay?
of the orcoid species, but there are also squigs, grots, and gretchen. They assist the orcs during battle, and they're just there so that the orcs can kick.
Is that these things? Squeaks or rocks? I don't know. Correct? I don't know if it's different. Okay, that is these things, or is talk about other things? I don't know.
Around. They follow similar biological and psychic patterns as the orcs, but they're just weaker. The orcs actually rarely bother to form cohesive empires, and that's because once they're done killing their enemies, they turn around and fight each other. I have a full origin story.
And I will watch this too. I'm really interested to watch this too because I play Space Marines, and I really want to understand a little more about what I'm playing because I have a lot of works in there.
On the orcs, it's called the 40 Facts on the Quark or 40 Facts on the Brain Boys. I'll link it down in the description below. I really recommend that you check it out because it goes in depth as to why they were created the way that they were by the old ones. There's actually a lot of reasons why you want to start an orc army. This isn't just me being biased, but like the orcs are really good at.
I'm really sorry, it takes a little water, sorry. I'm really sorry about that. I promise I get better when I don't get sick anymore. I know I'm going to do full reactions no stop, okay? I'm really sorry about that, but I need to go to take some water sometimes, some tea, because my throat is hurt. I'm going to put in subtitles to explain. Okay, so let's continue. I go back a little. Wait.
As to why they were created the way that they were by the old ones. There's actually a lot of reasons why you want to start an orc army. This isn't just me being biased, but like the orcs are really good at close combat in the lore, and it's the same in the tabletop. The tabletop, this current edition, they're also really good at range, so they're just an all-around good army. On top of that, they're really good for kit bashing. You can kit bash some amazing orc vehicles, and then finally, of course, it's just large mobs of...
Wait, let me come back. Wow, look at the details of this. Not just the mod, but the... I don't know how to say that, but the painting too. Look at this.
Some amazing orc vehicles, and then finally, of course, it's just large mobs of infantry and wacky rules. Now let's move on to the Chaos Gods and the Demon race. The origins of the demons lies within the Imperium, sometimes referred to as the Warp. The Imperium is an otherworldly dimension that doesn't follow the rules of time and space, but it's still mysteriously connected to the real world. To understand the growth of the warp, we must look at it through the timeline of real space.
Okay.
Although in reality, everything in the warp has always existed. So time and space doesn't and does exist. It's a really strange place. In the beginning, the warp was very calm. It was a place of etheric power that was malleable enough to be shaped by the old ones. This is how they created the webway. They were able to use the powers of the Imperium to bend this timeless dimension to better...
So when the old ones was around, the Chaos Gods didn't exist, that was supposed to mean? Or they just not that powerful, that was supposed to mean?
Serve them. When the old ones created the psychic warrior races, the Imperium reacted to the increased raw emotions of these creatures. More specifically, it reacted to the negative emotions created by the war in heaven, and each emotion began to coalesce to form chaos entities. These entities were ageless.
Wait, entities or the gods? Because the Chaos Gods existed before. Sorry. the Chaos Gods exist before that, or they just start to exist in the War in Heaven? War in Heaven? The name again of the war?
Emotion began to coalesce to emotions created by the War in Heaven,
War
and
in
each
Heaven,
emotion began to coalesce to form chaos entities. These entities were ageless, and they couldn't be understood by the basic intelligent beings born in reality. Enslavers, warp vampires, furies, all of these creatures assaulted reality. Some entities, however, became the raw essence of a particular emotion, and then they became the Chaos Gods. I hesitate to say that the Chaos Gods were created or that they were born, because strangely enough, the Chaos Gods have always existed in the Imperium. This is another strange effect of the reality-bending powers of the warp. There are 4 major Chaos Gods.
So wait, so they start to exist, they are created in the War in Heaven, but because time is not applying in the warp, it's much like they always exist in there, or something like that. I get more confused. I'm really sorry. I start to say things more confused than what. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. I'm going to continue.
Each god was so powerful that
Maybe going to explain that a little further.
it could break off a piece of itself and send it into real space. These were known as demons. Demons are basically smaller pieces of the grander essence of the emotion of the Chaos God. And
so the demons are part of the Chaos God? I understand they're more like, I don't know, souls or something like that to get transformed. So they are part of the Chaos Gods, the little minions, little me.
Chaos Gods themselves can't really be understood by a simple human mind. The true goal of the Chaos Gods is almost as mysterious as the Imperium is. They fight amongst each other as much as they fight in real space.
Like the Orks. Like the Orks, they fight much each other like the other races, right?
Is one of the 4 major Chaos Gods, with a 5th faction that encompasses those that they corrupt. We can start off with Nurgle. He is the raw emotion of entropy, and as such, he is empowered by anything that causes decay. Disease is the most common thing that's connected to Nurgle, as it is the quickest way for something to rot, but Nurgle is fed by...
That is a thing. Most of the Chaos God, they are powerful, but for emotions. But Nurgle is for everything is rot and plague. But rot and plague is not something physical, then emotional. How they work? I mean, or maybe it's something else. Maybe it's the plague, but it's something else emotional in that. I don't know.
Simple passing of time, aging, deterioration, anything like that feeds Nurgle.
Yeah, but this is all physical. It's not emotional and mentally. So how is feed on that in the material?
Nurgle's goal can be summed up as convincing or corrupting his followers to accept the process of falling apart. Once a creature in real space understands that deterioration is inevitable and chooses to spread that ideology, Nurgle blesses him with his powers. His followers are always depicted as disease-ridden creatures that joyfully spread the pestilence, because in their minds, the Lord will always keep them in a perpetual state of decay. In a strange way, they always enjoy immortality as they very slowly fall apart or die. The reason you would want to play Nurgle is because these demons and worshippers are very durable. They have high wounds and usually have really good saves. It is very hard to kill a Nurgle army.
I remember someone say I think it was Brick, say they are very tanky, but they are really disgusting. Sorry if you like Nurgle and all these demons, but no, it's not for me. It's definitely not for me.
And then there's the Chaos God Khorne. He is the raw emotion of rage. He feeds off of whatever anger causes, usually conflict, war, violence, and the spilling of blood. He also feeds off of martial prowess. Khorne's minions and followers are usually savage warriors and never make use of psychic powers. He wants to sow as much anger as he can.
Yeah, you see, anger is more. This is more like a emotional thing to be fed. Okay.
And using psychic or even range powers usually prevents his enemies from feeling vengeance in their heart, which is something that he wants.
Vengeance is a mighty thing.
Khorne and his demons follow the traditional appearance of most malevolent demons. They are horned devils, massive brass-covered warriors, and giant winged monsters. You would want to play Khorne if you prefer melee combat as opposed to range or psychic powers, but also want that idea of being part of the winged monsters. They are horned devils. Khorne and his demons follow the traditional appearance of most malevolent demons. They are horned devils, massive brass-covered warriors, and giant winged monsters. You would want to play Khorne if you prefer melee combat as opposed to range or psychic powers, but
melee.
also want that idea of being part of the Imperium and like the chaos of the warp. The third chaos god is Tzeentch. Tzeentch is the raw emotion of change. He feeds off of the fluctuations of emotions that stem from plotting, hoping, and understanding.
And you see, again, mental things, plotting, be sneaky. These things are in the mind. So yeah, I don't understand Nurgle. Maybe it's the title of this video. I don't understand Nurgle. So this is a mind thing. This I can understand.
When a scholar grows in understanding on a certain subject matter, or a politician maneuvers through a risky dealing, Tzeentch is empowered. The most mysterious of the Chaos Gods, the followers and the demons of Tzeentch always gain new insight into the universe and the psychic powers of the Immaterium. Aesthetically, he represents wisdom, so things like birds, books, scrolls, feathered pens, things like that really represent Tzeentch. You would want to play Tzeentch if you are interested in all of the disciplines of psychic powers. He is basically the perfect Chaos God just to have a full army of Psykers. Finally, you have Slaanesh. Slaanesh is the raw emotion of pleasure. He feeds off of the desire and then the fulfillment of that desire. His demons and followers bathe in the ecstasy of release, no matter how it is achieved. The aesthetic of sexual desire is the most common amongst the followers of Slaanesh.
Desire, there's a thing, desire, love, passion, pleasure. These are all mental things. This I can understand. In fact, I want to know a little more about the Slaanesh because I know a little, nothing about the other girl, but I don't know. Slaanesh looking very interesting in all this story, how she be creating all these things. So yeah, and how someone worship her. Yeah, I think I understand how someone worship. I don't know if worship. No worship. Pray. It's better. It's a better word. Pray for her in the normal word, the material word. Okay, I understand how maybe, but they have cults. They have she have a cult, or he have a cult. Cultists who do that, like a cultist of pleasure in the Eldari, in the human empire too. They have something. Sorry if I get very confused. Sorry if you can understand me. Okay, I will try to be speak more low and more explainable. I sorry. Sorry.
Slaanesh, but anything that brings enjoyment can be a way to honor Slaanesh.
Understandable.
Out of the four Chaos Gods, Slaanesh is the last faction to get an update with new models and new lore. You also have the corrupted followers of the Chaos Gods. These are usually humans that have turned their backs on the Imperium and are now dead.
That is the exact thing I asked. Thank you for answering me.
dedicated to either one or all of the Chaos Gods. You rarely have an alien now dedicated to the Chaos Gods. These are usually humans that have turned their backs on the Imperium and are now dedicated to either one or all of the Chaos Gods. You rarely have an alien species that is corrupted by chaos, not because it doesn't happen, but because Games Workshop, again, focuses on humanity.
On the human, okay.
You can have Traitor Guardsmen, you can have Traitor Adeptus Mechanicus, known as the Dark Mechanicus, but the main focus and the most popular one are the Chaos Space Marines. The origin stories of the Chaos Space Marines dates back to the Great Crusade. We are picking up where we left off with the origin story of humanity.
Okay.
During this time, the Chaos Gods managed...
Okay. Let's go back a little.
Left off with the origin story of humanity. During this time, the Chaos Gods managed to corrupt the Emperor's favorite Primarch son, Horus Lupercal. Horus was actually the War Master of all of humanity's military forces, a role given to him by his father, who was busy working on the Webway project. This was a
the Horus, right?
Horus Lupercal.
Yeah, I need to understand a little more about. Right. I remember someone tell me in the comments about the lore about Horus. The Chaos Gods start to have visions about the fall of the Imperium, but they don't show him the fall. Start because of him. It's because of him. Start fight against the Emperor, right? Something like that. I remember someone tell me this in the commentaries. The Chaos Gods start to give him visions of the future, and he start the decay of the empire. He tried to prevent.
Horus was actually the War Master of all of humanity's military forces, a role given to him by his father, who was busy working on the Webway project. This was a project to create humanity's very own path through the Imperium, just like the Old Ones and the Eldar did. Horus was convinced by the Chaos Gods to betray his father, which initiated a civil war to overthrow the Emperor and gain control of humanity.
So how they have the space travel before that, because the Emperor wasn't in the the Golden Throne. He wasn't in the Golden Throne, and they don't have a webway, so they go to the warp, and how they find out how to get in there. The Emperor, I understand, he is powerful, so he can find his own way, but in the other Primarchs in their ships, how they do that back in the day, that time, before they have the Golden Throne. I don't know if I don't remember the name of what the Golden Throne of the Emperor power up, give him power. I don't remember the name of the machine, but yeah, what they had before that, in that time, when the Emperor started to find the Primarchs, and they start to establish the Imperium of Man.
Humanity. Horus rallied 9 of his brothers to fight against the Imperium in what became known as the Horus Heresy. Ultimately, the War Master was defeated by his father and his Primarch brethren, who remained loyal. Unfortunately, the Emperor suffered terrible wounds when he fought Horus, and ultimately he had to be entombed into the Golden Throne, which became his life support system.
But this horrible wounds was a special thing, or just wounds? Because I think, again, the Emperor is very powerful. He cannot cure himself, or is not part of the powers. Psycho cannot cure himself. I don't know a little about how the psychic powers work. I need to learn a little more about that. But yeah, I thought it could regenerate itself. So the wound was made by something special, or no? This is really bad wound. He cannot regenerate he cannot heal himself. I don't know if I said that right, sorry. Okay.
The traitorous Space Marines that didn't die during the Battle of Terra actually escaped into the Eye of Terror, and since that time they've been coming out of the Eye of Terror or out of the Imperium and still fighting the Imperium and just causing mayhem in the service of the Chaos Gods. In appearance,
so the Eye of Terror, I don't know if I said that right, is still there. I remember see that in bricks. That was because the bird of Islanesh, right? So is still that this thing, this giant portal passage to the warp is still out there? I thought it's close in the in time, but they still there even today.
the Chaos Space Marines are just mutated Astartes, and those mutations change depending on what god they worship. They usually worship either one of the 4 Chaos gods or all 4. We have a whole playlist on different war bands, so if you guys want to get an idea of the in-depth lore of any type of Chaos Space Marine, check out the playlist on the
I will check the playlist. I will check.
Species known as the Tyranids. The origins of the Tyranids is a complete mystery. No one knows where they came from or how many of them there are. They just know that they came from outside of the galaxy. The Tyranids are just a massive superorganism.
I have a thing to ask. A theory. But if they come outside the galaxy, and the old ones, they are outside the galaxy, and they are genetic. Oh my god, I forgot the word again. Sorry, guys. They create things genetically, biological things. They cannot be the ones who create those Tyranids, so they work for them somehow. I don't know, that's an idea, because before I knew the old ones get out of the galaxy, I thought they all completely dead. I think, maybe there's another race it comes from outside the galaxy, but now I know they are outside. The old ones run away. I don't know, maybe it's a possibility, or maybe not. As I'm asking you guys, what do you think about it?
Capable of traveling from planet to planet, consuming biological material on each world, and then just moving on to the next one. They're animalistic in nature. There is no reasoning with the Great Devourer. The Tyranid hive fleet usually spews out lesser bioforms to accomplish the task of complete consumption of a world, and then these lesser organisms are controlled by a hive mind. But the hive mind itself has never communicated with any intelligent life form in the galaxy. They are considered the apex predator of space. The Tyranids are capable...
This hive mind is a psychic thing, right? Cannot be one of the old ones, or a group of old ones, who create these Tyranids. Maybe I said the most stupid thing I ever said, but I just a question, okay? Just what do you think about this? Or what are your theories about this, okay? Tell me in the comments what are your theories about the Tyranids, what they are and where they come from, okay?
Of quickly adapting to whatever force is preventing them from absorbing all possible biomass. The best theory of why they're in the Milky Way galaxy is that they crossed the great void of space because they simply ate all of the biomass to the nearest galaxy. This is just the next one in a long line of multiple galaxies
that makes sense too.
Have consumed. The other theory claims that the Emperor and his Astronomicon is inadvertently attracting the Tyranids. Regardless of the purpose or origin of the Tyranids, it seems that they are unstoppable and they will simply consume everything in the galaxy. The Tyranids are further divided into lesser factions called hive fleets. The hive fleets usually tend to have special adaptations based on the obstacles that they have encountered in the Milky Way galaxy, and these adaptations are represented in the Codex as special rules. The Tyranids resemble the traditional alien bioform of most science fiction. They look like Alien or the Zerg. The reason you would want to play Tyranids is if you like giant swarms of creatures. Everything about the Tyranids...
Again, not my type, sorry. Sorry if you like Tyranid, but it's not really my type. I mean, they are kind of cool, but better than the Demons of Nurgle. Sorry, guys, who love Nurgles, but I don't know. I think I have a little more other things I wanna play.
Tyranids is
if I start to play, you see.
biological, so they can still shoot at you, but even the actual ammo and the gun is a biological weapon. You also have giant, massive, scythe-wielding monsters, which is always fun. The Tyranids have a minor faction called Genestealer cults. Genestealers are powerful Tyranid bioforms that are sent out as scouts for the hive fleet. Once they arrive at a planet, they start to prep it for its eventual consumption. They do this by inseminating the planet's native population with their gene seed, thus creating a cult of hybrids that try to gain control of the world.
How that happened? Why this disappear here?
So that when the hive fleet arrives, it's easier for them hybrids that inseminating the planet's native. They start to prep it for its eventual consumption. They do this by inseminating the planet's native population with their gene seed, thus creating a cult of hybrids that try to gain control of the world.
How that happened? How this happened exactly? It's interesting. So they send a creature, and then this creature start to create hybrids between hand and the civilization. Doesn't matter if it's human or other one. Okay, but how this exactly happened? Okay, it's interesting. It's really interesting.
The hive fleet arrives, it's easier for them to consume the planet.
Yeah,
the
because
whole process of building a cult.
They get attacked. The people get attacked by two sides, right? They own people inside the own, I don't know, these creatures. They have Tyranids have I don't know, humans or right, or I don't know what, not a race inside of the planet, and then the fleets. If I remember right, is Leviathans, because I remember see that in the Blood Angels lore.
Is very complex, and it depends on the native population that's on the world. Most gene stealers can go from having a couple of members to interbreeding with an entire social class and conquering the world in a very short amount of time. In appearance, the gene stealers range from slightly mutated humans to grotesque mockeries of what a human is supposed to be. The thing about gene stealers, similar to the worshippers of chaos, you're always going to have a hybrid that is part Tyranid, part human. You're rarely going to have some type of alien with Tyranid. Because of this faction is...
Wait. Let me go back a little.
The gene stealers range from slightly mutated humans
to
grotesque mockeries of what a human is supposed to be. The thing about gene stealers, similar to the worshippers of chaos, you're always going to have a hybrid that is part Tyranid, part human. You're rarely going to have some type of alien with Tyranid. Because of this faction is similar to the Astra Militarum, where it favors tanks and light infantry, but it could always be coupled with a Tyranid army. Now we finally move on to everyone's favorite.
I need to know a little more about the Tyranids, because I know very little, and this cult of the genes. I remember. I think I said that rather right. I don't remember the name. Again, I need to write this name out. It looked very, I don't know, very interesting. But I mean, how they do that? How they infiltrate the society? I need to know a little more about that. Okay, let's continue. The Taos, right?
Major 40k race, the Tau Empire. Now we have infantry, but it could always be coupled with a Tyranid army. Now we finally move on to everyone's favorite major 40k race, the Tau Empire.
Oh, look.
Now we finally...
Raiden from Mortal Kombat, what are you doing here? Sorry, I know we're not funny at all. Sorry.
We move on to everyone's favorite major 40k race, the Tau Empire. The Tau race was discovered by the Imperium in the 35th millennium, and at that time the species was very primitive. It was fragmented into warring tribes that barely had Stone Age technology. The Imperium decided to ignore the savage species and focus on more pressing matters in their empire. Unlike the other intelligent species in the Milky Way galaxy, The Tau were not created by the Old Ones. At least there's no evidence to support
Hmm,
this. The
okay.
Tau actually barely register in the warp. They have no psychic powers. The common belief is that they just
Oh, wait, so that is how you know if some race is from the created by the old ones or not? If they have or not psychic powers? That is interesting. That's really interesting. Okay, okay.
just evolved through normal evolutionary means. But my theory is that they were created by the Eldar, but that is a topic for a completely different video that
Oh, really? Oh, I want to know if you have the video about that. Tell me, because I want to know your theory about that. The Eldar. Interesting. Okay.
I'll create later on. Now, the beginning of the Tau Empire can actually be traced back to an old legend. The Tau speak of a terrible conflict between the warrior tribes of the plains and the city of Fjordtown. It was during this conflict that two mysterious Tau convinced the warrior factions to stop their bickering and unite as one. These mysterious figures were the first ethereals, and they spoke of the importance of peace and understanding between all Tau. They described a greater good that each Tau should strive for. Convinced by the ethereals, the Tau united, and because of their cooperation between all the tribes on the planet of Tau, they were able to rapidly develop their civilization's technology. Ultimately, they attained faster than light travel, and then formed the Tau Empire. In a period of Tau, they were able to rapidly develop their civilization's technology.
As they unite, you get united, so that is because they start to get more advanced technologically. That is why.
Ultimately, they attained faster than light travel, and then formed the Tau Empire. In appearance, the Tau are humanoid, but they're smaller than humans, and they have blue-gray skin, hoofed feet, and 4-digit hands. Their technology is for the most part based around science, and they heavily rely on artificial intelligence, both in their vehicles and in their drones. Although they believe in working with any race willing to cooperate, they will not hesitate to show military force. They are divided into...
So they get in peace with some other races, like humans. Some humans were not like in the Empire or something like that. That is what's supposed to mean. They have other species in their army. They're not Taos.
Minor factions according to their homeworlds. These homeworlds are called septs, with the exception of one minor faction led by a rebellious leader called Commander Farsight. You want to play this faction?
Wait.
These homeworlds are force. They are divided into minor factions according to their homeworlds. These homeworlds are called septs, with the exception of
homeworlds. Okay.
One minor faction led by a rebellious leader called Commander Farsight. You want to play this faction if you like a shooty army and you enjoy a slight anime/Gundam aesthetic.
Anime? Why? I don't get it.
And those were 40 facts on the origins of the 6 major races in Warhammer 40k. I hope you guys enjoyed this video.
I enjoy
Thank
a
our
lot.
patrons on Patreon. I was going kind of quick towards the end of it.
Yeah, guy, go to his Patreon, okay? Give him
and that's because I wanted to get this done by the weekend, by Saturday. The reason for that is because we are doing our subscriber appreciation giveaways. We are giving away a starter set of your choosing. In order to participate, all you have to do is be a subscriber, because this is a subscriber appreciation giveaway. Number 2, hit the like button on this video. And number 3, comment down in the comment section below. We're going to choose the winner from the comment section, check the profile, make sure that they are they're subscribed.
That's really cool.
And that they like this video, and we will announce it a week from now. You can be anywhere in the world. We'll just ship it out to you guys. The reason we are doing this is, number 1, because we appreciate you guys listening to our lore videos, and number 2,
that is really cool if you do that. Wow. Right? Wait, let me continue.
Opportunity for you to start a new army. There's a lot of you
always start our army, right?
guys that are new to 40k, specifically new to the tabletop, and you don't.
I think this is old. I think it's not out anymore. Okay, guys. But let me see if it.
You came in because you either like the lore or you play the video games. but I really want to help you guys out and start on the tabletop and start painting miniatures and building your own army. And the best way to do that is just to give you a cool starter set. It gives you, for the most part, everything that you need. Just let us know which one you choose once we notify you. Again, this is going to go for a week. You can comment however many times you want, but be careful because YouTube will mark you as a spammer if you do it too many times. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening.
No, thank you. Thank you. Yo, wow, this is an incredible video.
I'm probably
very notable. A lot of things I didn't know.
Almost every faction where I really go in depth as to what they are and how they came to be. I only have the Krork, and the only one that I'm satisfied with, I should say, is the Sisters of Battle and the Krork. Those are the only two factions that I have an origin story for that I actually like. So expect better videos in the future. Thanks so much for listening, guys. And
thank you.
Tomorrow. This was Gershwan with OneMindSyndicate signing out.
Oh, OneMindSyndicate, thank you. This was an incredible video. Wow, this video was incredible. Wow, I really love a lot this video. Thank you, OneMindSyndicate, for suggesting me to watch this video of yours. I really love it. I'm really sorry for you and for everyone who's watching this about my English. I know sometimes I can't be understand. Sometimes I speak too fast, sometimes I speak too low. I'm really sorry. I try to learn, okay? But really, I really love this video. Wow. Not just because explain a lot of things about the story I didn't know. A lot of little things, maybe for some people little things, but for me explain a lot of these little things. Explain me fast things I don't understand in the beginning of the lore, in this universe, the creation of the universe. And yeah, and because don't forget about the explanation and why you should play this in the tabletop, why some people play this in tabletop. This is another thing you put in the video. OneMindSyndicate put in the video is get really reach the video, get really, I know, love, I don't know, have something in the video really you say feel wow, you feel embrace. And I must say, since I start to make videos and react to videos to Warhammer, I really start to get really embrace, I don't know if I said that right, by the community. And that is why I really start to make more and more reaction about Warhammer 40k, because people really start to like it, and not just like, but tell me, oh, you need to fix that, or I will explain you this. The community really embraced me. Really, the community of Warhammer is incredible. I really love this community. Community. I don't know if I said it right. Sorry. But wow, thank you. You all are incredible. If you're watching this, you're from the community, you already know a lot about Warhammer, and if you want to help me in the commentaries, wow, thank you. You all are incredible. Knowing that, I'm really glad to find this. Wow, I just start to do one reaction of Bricky and then become all this. And OneMindSyndicate, he was so nice to me to suggest this video to me to react this video hand. He said, oh, you're new, so go and watch this video. And wow, that is incredible. Thank you for suggesting me that OneMindSyndicate. Thank you everyone to ask me to react to OneMindSyndicate. And really, this video was incredible, and I really hope you enjoy. I really hope my bad English will not make the video boring, and I'm really sorry if I pause every time, but I need to do that because this is a reaction. If you want to see this video, no pausings, no discussions, no coming backs, please go and watch the original video, okay? Go at the original video, give a like to the original video, subscribe to OneMindSyndicate. Please go and do that, okay? Because he is incredible. and is do a really good job in these videos, okay? Thank you everyone. If you like these videos, please subscribe and give me a like if you want it. And yeah, thank you everyone for being here. Thank you and have a nice day.